Hi, this is Nanette Hosenfeld with the Great Basin Fire Potential Briefing for Sunday, July 8th, 2018. As far as fire potential impacts over the next few days, there's quite a bit going on, as you can see from all the colors here on these maps. For today, we are looking at showers and thunderstorms across quite a large portion of the Great Basin. These storms will be mostly dry across the area highlighted in green, so across the areas farthest south in the Great Basin. Moving north and west, you can see how they trend drier. So we are expecting a mix of wet and dry thunderstorms across the yellow highlighted area and dry thunderstorms across the areas highlighted in red. Also for today, there is the potential for some gusty winds across western and northwestern Nevada. As we move into Monday, we continue to see the potential for showers and thunderstorms across a large portion of the area. Again, these storms will trend wetter further south and then drier as we move north and west. And so you can see by tomorrow afternoon, we are expecting dry thunderstorms across portions of northwestern Utah, northeastern Nevada, and parts of Idaho. As we move into Tuesday, that moisture continues to increase from the south, and so we will see, again, more wet thunderstorms across the area. But there is a potential for some isolated dry thunderstorms across portions of southern Idaho and far northeastern Nevada on Tuesday. We are also concerned about some gusty winds expected on Tuesday across southeastern Idaho, and you can see that area highlighted in orange on the map. Over the past 24 hours, there's been quite a bit of precipitation, mainly across the southeastern part of the Great Basin. You can see quite a bit of lightning as well, where we did see those storms. Fire activity continues to increase across the area, as you can see from the fire activity map. Over the past 7 days, precipitation has begun to increase across the Great Basin, mainly across the southeast, as that monsoonal moisture has made its way into the area. However, conditions are really quite far below normal, as you can see from the map on the right. ERCs have come down somewhat across the southern part of the Great Basin, where we've had increased precipitation, but still generally quite high across the majority of the area. And looking at that in a little more depth, looking at how these ERCs are trending, again, focusing on southeastern Utah, which is GB32, that's the chart on the bottom right. Those ERCs were at record levels, but they have since dropped as we have seen that monsoonal moisture move into place. ERCs continue to increase further north across the Great Basin, as you can see from GB3, which is southwestern Idaho, where we have recovered from the lower ERCs earlier and are now up to normal levels, and those are expected to continue to increase. Live fuel moisture continues to decrease across the area. Again, looking at southeastern Utah, which is the chart on the bottom right, you can see that the juniper moisture in King Gulch has set some record low levels, so really dry fuels across the southeast, and then moving further north and west. Again, fuel moisture is decreasing and remaining at or below normal. Satellite image this morning shows high pressure in place across much of the Great Basin, and moisture trapped beneath that high pressure is what is responsible for the showers and thunderstorms we're seeing today. There's also a low pressure system off to the Pacific Northwest. Just kind of the edge of that is what is bringing us the gusty winds across western Nevada this afternoon. So looking at today in more detail, from the map on the left, you can see quite a bit of moisture in place across the southern central part of the Great Basin. And with that moisture, we are looking at the potential for some dry thunderstorms across those areas highlighted in red on the map on the right. We are also concerned about some gusty winds across western Nevada. Now looking in a little more detail at today's forecast, the image on the left shows the relative humidity forecast, and you can see things have increased moisture relative humidity-wise across the southeast, but still quite dry across areas further north and west. As far as the forecast weather on the ground today, really looking at showers and thunderstorms across a wide portion of the Great Basin, and those areas are highlighted in green on the map on the right. Also taking a look at winds, there is the expectation of those gusty winds across western Nevada this afternoon. As we move into Monday, much of that moisture remains in place and it begins to shift to the north. You can see that concern for lightning across the red highlighted areas on our fire potential map on the right. And taking a look in a little more detail, again, relative humidity forecast shows pretty high relative humidities forecast across the south, but getting drier as we move north and west. And again, the forecast for showers and thunderstorms tomorrow afternoon shows a lot of those areas highlighted in green, indicating that forecast for showers and thunderstorms across much of the Great Basin on Monday. Again, looking at winds on Monday, pretty light across the area, not too much expected as far as winds on Monday. As we move into Tuesday, we see some of that drier air remain in place across the northern part of the Great Basin. There is a concern for gusty winds, as you can see that highlighted in our fire potential map on the right, and we do keep that moisture in place across the south. With that moisture in place, the forecast calls for showers and thunderstorms again across much of the area on Tuesday. You can see those areas highlighted in green on that forecast map on the right. And then relative humidities are coming up a little bit across the Great Basin, as you can see from that relative humidity forecast on the left. Again, some gusty winds expected across portions of southeastern Idaho on Tuesday. Over the next 3 days, quite a bit of precipitation in some portions of the area, mainly the higher elevations of Utah and Nevada, part of the Arizona Strip, with that monsoonal moisture in place. As we move into Wednesday, again, a pretty similar pattern with the moisture across the southern, about 2/3 of the Great Basin, drier conditions further north. As we move into Thursday, we keep that dry air across the north, some moisture further south. But that begins to change moving into Friday. Right now, models are suggesting that we will see moisture pushing north beginning Friday. That would bring thunderstorms to areas that we haven't seen them for quite a while and that are dry. So that would be northern Nevada, southwestern Idaho. So that could be a concern moving into Friday if models continue to suggest that we will see that northern push of moisture beginning Friday. And moving into Saturday, similar picture there with moisture in place across pretty much the entire Great Basin. In the 7-day period, we continue to see precipitation across the southern part of the Great Basin. You can see some pretty impressive amounts forecast across some areas of the Great Basin in the 7-day period. Finally, in the 8 to 14-day period, the Climate Prediction Center is calling for above normal temperatures across the western part of the Great Basin, with above normal precipitation across about the southern 2/3 of the area. So this pattern we're in with the moisture in place across the south looks like it will continue through towards the end of July. So that's it. If you have any questions, please feel free to contact us. Our information is on the screen, and you can also find us on Twitter. Thanks.